It was like a rugby scrum. They got on top of me and held my face down to the floor with my arms behind my back. There was someone on every limb. It stayed with me. This was a patient quote from the Mind Report into Crisis Care. Staff also feel it's part of the job, but it spoils the job. The case for change is clear. Force is incompatible with the vision of recovery. Even if it is in the patient's best interest, coercion disempowers people and perpetuates them and us. Promise Global aspires to set and break through frontiers of humane mental health care and eliminate reliance on force. It is a value-based framework that proposes a caring response to distress. All distress, irrespective of the type, the source, or its height. Courage to challenge the status quo and not accept we have always done this so. And co-produce novel solutions. The coalition of ones with lived-in experience and those with professional expertise is more than the sum of its parts. Together, we can overcome. Irrespective of where one's starting line is, there is good practice that can be nurtured, celebrated, and shared. Promise is a springboard that will help organizations leapfrog on their improvement journey. Changing the nature of day-to-day interactions is our biggest challenge. Using metaphors, we are hoping to metamorphose the discourse at the front line. Navigating rocky waters captures the trials and tribulations of recovery, while the line within provides a window into the world of depression. We have a number of stories like this in production. Early emphasis, though, was on incident reporting and quantitative service evaluation. A detailed scoping audit on physical interventions and rapid tranquilization was carried out, which helped us resolve a number of data quality issues. We also carried out a systematic review of restraint reduction programs. Qualitative research into positive and proactive care also enhanced our understanding of issues relating to restraint. Overall, in comparison to 2014, we have noted a 40 to 50% reduction in restraints, with prone restraints happening when the patients put themselves in the face-down position only. There has also been an over 50% reduction in assaults on staff, proving what is good for patients is also good for staff. Physical interventions is the visible tip of an iceberg. If patient experience can be enhanced, one starts to address the invisible 9/10. We listed over 200 bottom-up initiatives in 2014 and 15. The entire workforce has been galvanized to take a creative approach and rise to the challenge. Our patient experience scores are a testament to this approach. Physical intervention numbers have become so small that one very unwell patient's care needs can cause a spike on the graph which demoralizes staff. Helping them see the journey we have undertaken and the bigger picture through patient experience data does keep them motivated. The insights, innovations, initiatives, and indices from the Promise journey has formed the basis of 4 frameworks: Protect, Promote, Progress, and Process. Each is a one-day workshop. Protect is the Promise safety framework. It draws on well-established psychological approaches to help patients and staff reframe and rechannel distress. The workshop is focused on training professionals to engage patients and carers on a journey of guided and shared discovery of missed opportunities in the lead up to incidents. This then forms the basis of a shared formulation with clearly identifiable exits from escalating situations. Promote provides a framework that helps ideas blossom into successful innovation. In a busy environment, saving headspace to look beyond the urgent is not easy, and many good ideas never see the light of day. Providing a structure through which staff can engage in guided reflection and implement the smallest change that they have in their locus of control helps embed leadership at every level and proves that innovation is everyone's business. For example, ward staff in Mulberry 2 looked at how patients start the day and how a simple offer of bed tea before the morning medication could make such a difference to the rest of the day. Inexpensive but mighty effective. Oak 2 responded with a tea and toast group before bedtime. So, morning shows the day and all is well that ends well. From frontline practitioners to the board, Progress provides a framework to arrive at meaningful key performance indicators. We manage what we measure, and this often results in a culture of doing what we count rather than doing what counts. The training workshop for Progress focuses on intelligent selection of KPIs and ways to bring to life the story behind them. Process maps out the Promise leadership paradigm. Transforming the nature of day-to-day interactions at the front line is dependent on engaging staff and patients in scripting and enacting a new discourse. This is a fairly complex affair and needs a fluid approach. The process training workshop provides a framework for leadership to lean on while navigating through this maze. Space Program is the Promise Innovation Bank. It is a portfolio of ideas, implements and initiatives that has made a difference to care delivery at the front line. From simple changes to the start of the day, like bed tea, or normie boards displaying the human side of staff at the entrance of a ward, to creating a reflective space through tools like the No Audit or Parity Promoter, right through to training staff in sensory approaches to provide alternative ways to manage escalating distress, we have listed over 200 such initiatives. We are in the process of categorizing them according to the concept of the space they transform. Here are a couple of examples. From time to time, staff have to say no to patients, and this can cause distress. However, each occasion provides an opportunity to reflect. With a non-judgmental stance, staff are encouraged to think whether they could have said yes, and if not, whether they could have met the patient halfway. If they had to say no, did they say no in the nicest possible way and offer an explanation? This leads to a culture of first say yes. Patients who have an open door are usually those who have not engaged with the crisis team, but who value time on the ward. The patient can request a 2-night admission, which they don't need to justify, but they must stick to the ward contract. The only condition is that they must not have self-harmed in the previous 48 hours, and there is no set admission interval. The initiative aims to promote shared responsibility and collaborative working with the patients who frequently attend A&E with self-harm. It also reduces a scenario where patients take greater risks to communicate their distress due to not being heard. It has been our experience that patients take the responsibility very seriously. It would be fair to say that it is not a panacea for all, but for many, this proactive approach has broken the cycle of repeat presentations in crisis. Uniquely, the Promise span extends from changes within the organization and the local health and social care economy to aspirations which we believe will help to tackle the global human rights crisis. The cross-fertilization that the global partnerships provide enriches our organizational journey. To truly eliminate reliance on force, patients need to receive the right support at the right time so that they do not get so unwell that coercive strategies have to be resorted to. Within Cambridgeshire, funding pressures have resulted in gaps in service provision. On 9th October 2015, providers across health and social care, statutory and third sector, primary and secondary care, commissioners and providers signed the Promise Charter to work together to plug the gaps. Groundwork prior to the signing has resulted in developments like recovery coaches, enhanced primary care, consultant telephone clinics, rapid reaccess, and first response services. Closing gaps and facilitating early detection and treatment decreases the need for coercion in care and puts the patient in charge. Content from Promise has been included in the WHO Quality Rights Training Toolkit. We have set up collaborations with the World Association of Social Psychiatrists, World Psychiatric Association, and the World Young Doctors Organization. Led by 5 founding members, Cambridge, Yale, Prague, Brisbane, and Cape Town, we already have over 30 contributors to our global knowledge network. Initially, Promise was focused on understanding the scale of the problem within Cambridgeshire and Peterborough and decreasing the use of force through person-centered care. From those humble beginnings, we have come a long distance. Locally and globally, Promise leads a proactive practice knowledge network. To align organizations worldwide, at the World Psychiatric Congress in November 2016, the Cape Town Promise will be signed. We hope you can join us on this journey. There are many ways to get in touch, the easiest of which is to email promise@cpft.nhs.uk. Thank you.